up, guys? Today is the day that the pond goes up. Alright, so I've just got everything pretty much together. Zip ties to attach, or actually I'm not sure I'm going to be even using these anymore. I was planning on using acrylic, but then I saw the polycarbonate, and the polycarbonate doesn't flex this way like the acrylic will. So I was going to use the acrylic and then zip tie bamboo poles to it so it didn't like dip in the middle. But I'm probably just going to use the polycarbonate, use 2 strips, one here, and then just rest these lights. I got these 2 lights. They're Hypertough 4-foot hanging LED shop light. They're like 3,200 lumens a piece. I got 2 of them. They were like 20 bucks, and I don't really need a lot of light. I might put some plants in here to grow out, like terracotta pots with dirt in the bottom and then a little bit of pea gravel on top, and just grow out plants in here. But the main thing that's going to be in here is shrimp. So I don't really need a lot of light for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about heating yet. I'm not sure I'm going to need it. I will have 2 sponge filters in there, so the aeration is gonna cool the tank down a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Red cherry shrimp don't really need super specific stuff to breed. But I am gonna be keeping something else in here. I haven't decided yet, but it's gonna be something that will probably need more finite stuff. But yeah, back to the light. It's a daylight bulb or daylight bulb. They're LEDs. That's what it looks like underneath. It should grow plants. I'm not too worried about it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so I got that. I got 2 of these guys, and I didn't realize that I shouldn't have gotten these because these won't work for these lights. These lights are a 3-prong, so I'm gonna have to change out some of the now that I think about it, I don't think I have any lights that are actually 2-prong, so that's kind of a waste of money. I got 2 of those. Anyways, then we got the last thing, semi-gloss black paint. I'm going to take the bin outside and then paint it from like here down black on the outside, obviously, just to give it a darker bottom. Red cherry shrimp tend to bleach out like on a lighter substrate like sand, and they just don't have as much coloration. The reason they do that is because in nature, if you give them a darker substrate, they'll try to make themselves darker or more brown because that's their natural color. They'll try to blend in with like leaves and stuff around them and get a deeper coloration. So when you give them a black coloration, they try to be as dark as possible, and then their tint isn't brown anymore, it's red. So they're going to be dark, dark, dark red. Obviously you need fish that are capable of getting into that deep red, so you have to selectively breed them, or just buy high-grade shrimp. But you can buy high-grade shrimp and then put them in a white tank and they're still going to bleach out a little bit. So this will ensure that I get dark shrimp and whatever else, I guess. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is probably go back to the store and buy new timers, and right now I'm going to paint this thing black. Alright, so started cutting that. The little hacksaw I have, this isn't going to cut it. I'm going to go get some Dremel tools, some blades for that. Realize that I don't have any use for these 2-prong timers, and I'm not going to be using these zip ties. So I'm going to go return this stuff. The bottom is out there drying, and as soon as I get back, I'll be cutting the lids for it, and then setting up the lights, and then just filling it up with water and putting the filters in. So it's back inside. The bottom of it is painted. It doesn't really show through as much as I had hoped it would. Got the polycarbonate lids done. They're a little dirty. I might clean those up a little bit, but I'm liking it. They just come up like that. That's what the bottom looks like. It's obviously darker than the walls and darker than it was before, but it's not super dark. I'm contemplating buying a bag of stratum and then just pouring it in so there's a thin layer all along the bottom. It's really good for shrimp and buffering pH, so that's a possibility. Got this piece of lake wood in there. That's probably gonna float, but I'm planning on tying a bunch of rhizome plants, Java fern, stuff like that to that. I'm letting that stuff grow on there, and then I'll add pots around for other plants that I'll be getting later on. So now I'm just going to set up the lights, get that all plugged in. I got a new timer that will allow me to plug real ones in, and I'll just run both lights on the same timer. I'll get that set up, and then this is perfect for putting, you know, stuff inside there because there's that little ridge, perfect for a cord or something to go through. So I'll get the air pump set up and get the filters going, and then fill it with water and see what happens. Right on. It's pretty bright. I don't think I'm gonna have problems growing plants in here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm probably going to go get the air pump and the sponge filters, get those set up and start filling it with water, or start filling it with water first and then get the air pumps. Obviously, don't want to run cycled media in a dry thing. So yeah, so it's going. But I probably should have brought up, or should have bought a hose, because right now we're doing old school, filling 275 gallons up with buckets. Nothing I'd rather be doing on this fine Monday night. Alright, so we're right under the 75 gallon mark. I realized a minute ago, not I realized, but just remembered kind of that this isn't 275 gallons, it's only 200 around, probably 210 gallons or 205 gallons or so, max. But I'm not gonna go that high, obviously, it'll be a little sketchy. I'll probably take it up to like 190, and not that I'm gonna do that right now, because yeah, 17 more, or I don't even know how many more I gotta go till I'm up there. Math, alright now. But yeah, it's good fun, still going. Alright, so if you can hear that, that's the air pump going off. It's a dual air pump. Got both of the giant, I'll turn the light on real quick. Go. Got both of the monstrous sponge filters going in there. And these have already been kind of pre-filtered. These were inside of my canister filter for a few days. So not like great. I'd rather have them in there for, you know, a few weeks or so, but better than nothing. I'm probably gonna bring the other small cycled sponge filter down and run that air pump as well, and just have like a perfectly filtered or cycled sponge filter, and then these ones will be finishing up their cycle if they're not finished already, but that other one will just be there to, you know, play pick me up and cover their backs, just like an insurance policy basically. With this much water and that amount of shrimp that's going in, I'm not really worried about even having a filter for now. I'm going to be putting a bunch of plants in there, so I'm not too worried about it. But like I just said a minute ago, shrimp is going to be what's going on here. I think I'm going to do a black diamond blasting sand or something like that, or just a black sand, just thin layer above the surface. And I've been trying to figure out what else I want to breed with the shrimp. A friend of mine, David, suggested pygmy cories. Other people have been saying a ton of other things. Nobody wants me to do shrimp in this thing, basically, because I think it's a waste. I do have another one of these that I might set up for the winter and breed something else, or just fill it full of driftwood and botanicals and stuff, and let it get all nice and tanniny, and fill it with plants, and then put a bunch of dwarf sickles in there. I think that'd be really cool as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. As of now, I want to breed all my red cherry shrimp, just get the population going. Probably some kind of cory cat that won't be able to eat my shrimp, so probably pygmy cories, and then some other kind of, or some kind of caridina. Sakura shrimp or the red cherry shrimp are Neocaridina. Davidi, I think, is what they changed it to. It was Heteropoda, but now it's Davidi. But yeah, caridina species like crystal reds, crystal blacks, tiger shrimp, super tiger shrimp, orange eye blue tiger shrimp, bee shrimp, stuff like that. If you guys give me some suggestions, I'll probably order a bunch of them and put them in this tank. But yeah, this is where it started, and hopefully, or it definitely is going to be an interesting tank.